Hey, it's me, Marquelworld. We are here for NXT. Very, I will say, I like this camera angle. It's a little bit better. But I will say this, very rare that I am talking about NXT. So let's talk about it. How are you guys tonight? Oops. Child, let me make this a little bit smaller, honey. Subscribe. But okay, so let's talk about it. NXT tonight. You know I like to speak on what's on my brain. And I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of these people I did not know. I did know Ethan Page. Did not like that faction basically being beat up. The little light skinned boy, Dion, he's kinda cute. At some point, I kind of was like, what's going on? Where's Wesley? I mean, he's kind of missing in action. They could have used him in NXT. Hey, Anthony, what year are you on, by the way? How are you? Happy Tuesday. I don't even know the day because I'm not really used to doing NXT reviews, but happy Tuesday. How are you? Seems like I'm catching a small cold, but I'll be fine. How are you guys? Happy Tuesday. Yep. What else stood out to me? Kelani, I guess she did something heel with the Lola Vice. She did make her tap out, y'all. So that was something we got to see. Kelani become a heel again. She was a heel at one point when she had that the TNA Knockouts Championship. She was kind of a heel, but we're seeing that again. I don't know what's next for Kelani, but we do know Lola Vice is someone that is being pushed very hard in Triple A YouTube. Sorry, I'm tired. So her losing was very surprising, but again, Kelani losing would also be very surprising. I will say again, I did not know a lot of these people. I did see the people that be on Evolve. The little young men, the people that helped Ethan Page retain, they were at the main event. I still don't even know their names. These two, well, I guess there's three of them because one was managing, the other two were wrestling. I guess they seem okay today, but again, they seem very, very young. I was going to look up their age, but I didn't want to. But they look like babies, less than 21 to be honest, so I really can't take them serious, especially when they're wearing those little tight underwear. It's almost like kid porn to me, no offense, because they look very young. But they seemed okay tonight. Who else? The Ethan Page. I did like that main event. I did like that power slam off the turnbuckle. So yes, I did watch. If I did not watch, I wouldn't have seen that. So I did like that power slam off the turnbuckle. It's been a while since I watched live a real show of NXT. So again, this was a treat. Him retaining kind of looks like the RKO. Just saying. No hate, I'm just saying. It kind of looked like the RKO. I will say this. JC Jane, she did have a nice promo. Again, I like to speak on what stood out to me first, YouTube. And by the way, please like and follow. This is your NXT review, February 17, 2026. But I did like that JC Jane and what is her name? Soruka promo, the back and forth. I did even like when JC Jane was throwing a tantrum when she heard Soruka's theme song hit her. That kind of was funny that she was throwing a tantrum. So I did like that. I did like how she said you were toxic and now you have some influence, but at the end of the night, I'm going to take your soul, honey. I'm like, okay, I did like her. She reminds me of a young Charlotte Flair, Soruka. Did like how she did break the fourth wall, JC Jane, and said basically she's getting a huge push, Soruka. How she was at the Rumble, how she was at Saturday night's main event, but the champion herself wasn't even invited to all this. So, did like that. I did like that. Basically, the kind of the fourth wall being broke. I will say this, I don't know who's going to win. At one point, I think JC Jane will have the help Fallon and the other girl, I forget, the girl that replaced the other girl, I forget her name. Again, I don't really watch it as much, but I do feel like Fatal Influence will maybe help her retain. I don't know. What else stood out to me? Again, that team being basically humiliated and losing. Well, it was a quick match, and then everyone from the team got beat by this one guy. That was very alarming. The Joe Hendry and the Ricky Saints promo was nice. I guess they do use that part of the arena where, you know, a superstar is standing over the crowd and the person's in the ring. So we had that viewpoint where Ricky Saints was kind of in the crowd, but he was like, you know, on this staircase basically where no one else could be, where he was just standing there watching over Joe Hendry. They were going back and forth. Kind of like when we saw with Blake Monroe, kind of like we saw with Blake Monroe. She recently did something like that. So I guess they utilized that portion of the arena a lot. Sorry, had to edit. But YouTube, what did we think? I do know it is late and it's a Tuesday and we all got to get up tomorrow for work. And I know I only advertised this not even 24 hours, but hey, I wanted to be here for NXT because I can't really advertise for Monday Night Raw because I'm usually advertising my weekend show, but maybe soon I'll do Raw the next time I do WWE. But I will say this with, I think his name is Dion. I do like him a lot. Robert being the interim manager, it's not really surprising, to be honest, that he took that role. Really don't know if his wrestling career will ever be taken serious. Again, he's always these roles such as general manager, managing someone. It's never a real serious role that helps showcase Robert's wrestling ability. I do feel like I do know him from TNA. Wasn't he part of that popular tag team with Jesse, the guy that's also in OVW? And wasn't Tara, Lisa Marie Monroe, wasn't she part of that group? Wasn't he like DJ something back in TNA? Let me look. And I know a lot of people won't come because, again, I did not advertise this. Didn't even give it a 24-hour advertise. But still, those that watch the replay, hey, please like and follow. This is your NXT review, a quick one. Okay, so I was right. Robert Stone was in TNA. I thought his name was DJ something. I remember him and his Jesse. They were part of a group. YouTube was acting up, by the way. YouTube was acting up. I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe my email was compromised because it kept making me log in every 10 minutes. But I'm glad we are on now. But I do know that YouTube today was having a shortage, YouTube. So his name was Robert E. Yes, in TNA. So again, he's not really getting that much push in NXT with the wrestling. Now he's that manager role. I mean, I guess when you have those roles, YouTube, it kind of guarantees you a job, which is kind of a good thing with how they release people. But at the end of the day, is this what he really came for? But I will say this, with NXT, again, this is a quick review, and especially if people aren't really online, because I haven't really advertised it, YouTube's down. I'm not going to spend a whole hour talking, no one's really watching. But I will say this, I did like NXT for what I saw. Again, I haven't watched live in a while, so I did like it. I did see something with the Speed Championship. What's going on with that? I guess the Speed Championship, the time limit had expired. So for the first time, we're going to get a triple threat for the Males Speed Championship, and it's going to be 7 minutes. Don't know how long the normal matches are, but this one's going to be 7 minutes. So let me look at the results, because I know I probably forgot a lot of stuff, but again, this is stuff that came from my head and what caught my attention. So let me do this. And please like and follow YouTube. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. How are you guys on this Tuesday? Again, I came with the thumbnail prepared this time. Again, I like the SpongeBob background, and I kind of like this setup. I mean, I know I like it a little bit better when I'm in the background, but I will fix that sooner than later. Again, remember when I tried to change the background, that's all of a sudden when I couldn't be part of it. Remember before when I kept using the same one every video, I was in the background talking. One point I was using SpongeBob and I was able to talk in the background where I was still there. You could view me, you could view the thumbnail. But this kind of works. I'm kind of making this work. So this is on the side. But a little nice background, I guess, on the side while I'm speaking. But I will say this, now with the results, I did like this. TNA was not that involved. And I will say when Ariana winning the TNA championship, I thought she would have showcased the belt a little bit more. Again, it's always being said that they win these belts to help the viewerships. I'm sorry, my goodness. Like I really have a runny nose or nose that I really want to sneeze or blow it. Sorry. Something going around, especially when I talk, it kind of takes a minute for me. I'm sorry. But I thought Ariana was going to have a bigger presence on this show tonight, considering she did win that TNA championship recently at their pay-per-view. She didn't even get an in-ring segment, so I don't know what that was about. I don't know why they didn't showcase her as much. All we did was see her backstage. Stacks, I really don't know much about him, to be real with you guys, so I'm not really a fan or not. So I'm not really a fan of his. He hasn't really caught my attention. There's really hasn't been anything of his that has made me want to see him. Just being real. I mean, he doesn't really stand out to me. I guess she stands out a little bit. She is Santino's daughter, so I guess she naturally has charisma. But it is what it is. Again, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like always someone from TNA winning. I'm sorry, NXT winning a TNA belt, but we shall see what happens next. But let me get the results. Again, I want to point that out, what happened to her showcasing that title she just won. But, okay, let's get on to the matches, and let me read the results. Again, Kelani did defeat Lola Vice. Who is Lola Star? But I think she's a YouTuber. Kelani Jordan defeats Lola Vice via submission over her injured hand. So this, again, I was telling you guys, this is like a heel way for Kelani Jordan, so I don't know if this is the new direction they are going YouTube with her, but again, Kelani Jordan did get some heel work, and I was like, why is she doing that submission? But again, I don't really watch NXT that much on a weekly basis, but it was due to Lola Vice being injured. And maybe they're trying to be on the safe side, making this a quick match. Okay. I can't even talk. Oh my gosh. We didn't have Hank and Tank versus OTM versus the Coolin versus the Vanity Project. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I just need a minute. Okay, so I'm so sorry. So this NXT Tag Team Championship thing, I was looking forward to this a lot. Again, the teams did impress me, but Hank and Tate, they defeated OTM, so that was what it was. We shall see if they won the belts. Elan LaFour defeated LA Knight. I'm about to say LA Knight, but LA Knight, he's going to have a name change once he goes to the main roster, y'all. But we shall see. And this is the person I didn't really like. Tony D'Angelo. I'm not saying I didn't like him, but I didn't like the way things went. But Tony D'Angelo dominated basically that faction. Tony D'Angelo did defeat Cutler James, and afterwards the people try to get involved from the faction to, basically get their revenge on Tony, but Tony basically beat all of their asses. So again, that kind of made the team look weak. Him beating everyone up, again, it was basically a 3 versus 1. We did have Ethan Page defeat Shiloh Hill to retain the title. Again, he did have some outside help, but I won't say that is why he won, but he did have some outside help. We did have Soruka and Zarya. I guess Zarya is becoming the new baby face of the two. I mean, she was always cheered for, but she wasn't cheered for as this. But Zarya basically was upset with Soruka and how she took her title match from her, how they're best friends and she doesn't care about anyone. Again, JC Jane did say that you do need to betray your best friends to get on the top. Don't know why she would say anything like that when she's the leader of a fucking faction, so it really didn't make sense in this thing, because I was looking at the two other girls like, do you not hear what she's saying? She's basically saying she'll use you guys to stay on the top or get back on the top. So, I don't know. I guess they really didn't read between the lines. Maybe they thought she was talking about Mandy Rose and Gigi. So maybe that's why they weren't as offended, because I guess they said, well, she was best friends with Gigi and Mandy Rose. She didn't do anything to us, and we became her new friend, so she didn't have to betray us. She already betrayed the other two girls. But that still did not excuse what she said, because, again, she said, I know I have to betray my friends. It's lonesome on the top. You have to betray people. So, again, I don't know why they would even want to still be part of Fatal Influence when she's saying stuff like that. But I did agree with what she said. She should have been the superstar of the year for the females. She did win the NXT and TNA championship at the same time. So again, she did make history. But again, Soruka is the one that won that award. What I say can do a little bit better, and I'm sorry I don't feel well, all of a sudden this coldness came from out of nowhere. But what I feel could be better, I don't know, I guess the arena's nice. I guess the promos were nice. The promos were nice as well, but it is what it is. The promos were nice. It is what it is. Hold on, somebody blowing me up. Why is she sending me this? But I'm sorry, somebody was calling me. It's like 11 o'clock at night on a weeknight. Like, what the hell? But I'm sorry, but that's a friend that was calling me. But I will say this, NXT, Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints. Is this something we really want to see? Is this something we really want to see? I mean, Joe Hendry is from TNA. Ricky Starks, but we call him Ricky Saints now, is from AEW clearly, so they have never really crossed paths on national television. But I will say this, it should be a great match. I do feel like Ricky Saints is not going to win. He's not going to win, especially if Joe Hendry recently just won his title. But I will say this, it should be a great match. Ricky Saints, I don't know what's going on with him, to be honest with you, YouTube. And please like and follow. It does help. Please like and follow. But I don't know what's going on with Ricky Saints. What I mean by that is I don't know why he's not on the main roster. We did see people from AEW like a Penta, a Phoenix, Jay Cargill. They just made it straight up to the main roster. What's his name? Royce Keys. I mean, he's another one. So these are a lot of people that just made it Allegedly, it was Marquelworld that got to decide if she wanted to go to NXT. Allegedly. I'm not saying that's for sure, but allegedly she was the one that got to choose if she wanted to go main roster or the NXT route. She wanted to go the NXT route to get used to the WWE universe. That is alleged on the wrestling blogs. But I will say this with Ricky Saints, they're alluding that it was not a choice of his. That is what WWE felt for him. So I don't know. Why would they feel the need for him to be in NXT while they have Royce Keys on the main roster? That doesn't make sense. Do they not have faith in him? Do they not have creative plans? So, I don't know. I don't know how long Ricky Saints will be stuck in NXT. I mean, he did have a title reign, but again, that... Oh, I need to get off him. Again, that title... Oh my god, like every time I talk, it's like my nose, it's like I can hear myself through my nose, so I'm not getting off some. Okay, like seriously, stop. But, sorry, like I can't edit it because I'm live, but this is so fucking irritating. It's like I can't even have like a minute for myself because there's always something going on. Like now I have this runny nose that just won't go away. Before I was running errands, before I was doing, it's like there's always something, my gosh. But... Ricky Saints, I don't know how long he's going to stay in NXT, to be honest with you. I thought by now he'll be on the main roster, but it is what it is. He can build a lot of momentum being on that NXT brand. Do I feel like he will be a two-time NXT champion before he goes to the main roster? Absolutely. We do know that him and Cody Rhodes are friends. We did see him last year at the Royal Rumble, or what was that, 2 years ago? Ricky Saints, when he was still signing AEW, he was backstage with Cody Rhodes, and that's when all the rumblings came about that he was actually going to be WWE bouncer, which we saw that came true. So I don't know if Cody Rhodes does not have any pull. That's what I'm getting to have Ricky Saints on the main roster. Who knows? Blake Monroe, again, I don't know what she's doing ever since that flop where she lost her NXT. Was she the women's champion? I think she was the mid-card champion, right? The North American champion. Ever since she lost the North American Championship, they kind of been having her in limbo. Now she's part of the Speed Championship, which, you know what, it's a cute belt, I guess. Fallon's kind of trying to make it look important, so I guess this gives her a belt. I guess Fatal Influence, my bad, has two belts under their names. They have the NXT Women's Championship and they have the WWE Women's Speed Championship. I do like Fallon a little bit, how she dressed tonight. I love that blue dress she was wearing. I loved her hair. She kind of looked like the main star to me tonight. Usually it's JC Jane, but again, with them just wearing regular attire, not ring gear, it was her that kind of stood out with her belt. I see she's like maybe the one that loves wrestling the most. You can tell when the other two are wrestling, they're good at it, but she's, you know, the great one out of the group. Out of the three girls, you can tell that she's very, very, very into wrestling, Fallon. So I don't know when they'll give her the NXT Women's Championship. I don't know if they will have her betray JC Jane, but again, where does that leave the other girl if that happens? But I will say this, I don't know about these Speed Championship belts. It wasn't this an X/Twitter exclusive belt where they wanted us to watch this on X/Twitter. They wanted us to watch this. It was supposed to be fast matches. It was supposed to be something that was going on social media, a new platform. And I kind of did like that because that's a little bit different. Now we have to log on X to see a match, but that's what they were doing for a little while, WWE. But now they brought those Speed male and female championship belts to us on the NXT brand. So again, I do like they're utilizing it for, like we see, the triple threat will be next week. We do see Fallon does have a belt due to her being the Speed Champion. I was going to say the NXT Speed Champion, but I don't think they ever changed the name to NXT. I think it's just Speed Championship. So again, they do have a decent amount of belts. I don't know if people will ever take that Speed Championship belt seriously, to be honest, both the male and female. I do feel like it should be for like fast-paced wrestlers such as a Devon Evan. Someone that's Alright, really, really fast in the ring. So, I mean, I guess Fallon's a little fast, but she's not fast like that. So she's more of a technical slash powerhouse wrestler. So we shall see what they do with these belts. I do feel like eventually they will get rid of them. Let's be real. I feel like they're just holding on to them just to say they didn't give up on them as soon as they got off of X. But give it maybe 2 years and we won't be talking about this anymore. Just an observation, just a guess. Again, this is not true. This is just an observation that sooner than later they will get rid of those belts. I do feel like they will get rid of those belts sooner than later. But NXT, I will give them an 8 out of 10. Decent show. Again, I may be biased because I haven't watched a full show in a while. So seeing it, a full show, was a nice treat. Shawn Michaels did decent. Again, it's something they need to stay away from is this TNA relationship. Both sides of the fandoms are kind of getting tired of it too. It's not just the TNA fans. I am seeing some NXT fans are getting tired of this partnership. So tonight it wasn't too heavy on the partnership. They did mention it here and there. If there was a TNA person, I don't recall them being on screen tonight. But again, they did focus on NXT, which I gotta give Shawn Michaels his props that they did focus on NXT. That's how it should be. Again, this partnership does become too much, and again, I don't mean to complain. I'm just being real. The team that got beat up by what's his name? Shit. What's his name? Tony Cutler James. Let's look up Cutler James. Faction. Sorry, I'm trying to see his faction. I forget the name. Sorry, almost done. Again, where's Wesley? I mean, wasn't he part of this faction? The Dark State. Dion Lennox, that's the cute one. Sopan Shakors and Ulrich Griffin. I'm lying. Wesley was not part of this faction. He had his own faction because I remember him and Dion did face each other, and I think both of them were already part of their factions that they were involved with. But that faction, the Dark State, did not look good after what happened tonight. I don't know how they're going to bounce back from this. I did see they had some kind of backstage promo going on where they were upset and livid. Don't know if that is supposed to be anticipation that they're trying to get their revenge. What's the guy with the blonde hair? Lex, right? He was in AEW at some point. I saw him backstage. I was a little surprised he's still in NXT, to be real with you. I thought maybe he was on the main roster and he's just in catering, but I didn't realize he's still an NXT superstar. So it was nice seeing him. There was a lot of people I forgot about, like the Iconics, Casey Lee, her husband, Sean Spears. I forgot he's part of the NXT brand. A little weird, wasn't he at one point the main roster for a while, and now he's stuck in NXT. I mean, it is what it is. At least he's still getting a check, right? YouTube. At least he's still getting a check, and he still has a WWE job. But I'm surprised by now that he's not on the main roster again. Because again, I feel like he did have a huge main roster debut. We were believing in him. It wasn't his gimmick something about like numbers, like number 1, number 2. I remember it was something vaguely about numbers. But again, he has been in NXT over a year now and more, it seems. So I don't know if WWE is ever planning to bring him back. I do want to say this. I did like they did not have a lot of main roster stars. I don't even think they had main roster stars, or they didn't have really a lot of people from Evolve. Yeah, they did have that tag team, which I'm still confused. The people that helped Ethan Page retain, it's like they compete on NXT. You tell us they're the newest people of NXT. But then I think they're also the tag team champs, or one of them is the champion of Evolve. So it's kind of confusing. Are they Evolve superstars still and they make appearances on NXT? Or are they NXT superstars that also make appearances on Evolve still? because they're young. I think Evolve, for one second, was supposed to be for the younger generation, younger than NXT. Remember, I did say they look like kids, so I think that's what Evolve was supposed to be. WWE's version, let me say that, because Evolve was a promotion before they did a partnership, and then WWE bought Evolve. Oh, sounds familiar. Evolve partnership gets bought. TNA partnership eventually gets bought. AAA gets bought by WWE. Just saying. But I hope that's not TNA's fate. I don't know. Again, I do see the Evolved Women's Champion, the little cute brown hair. I do like her. She makes a lot of appearances on NXT. So at this point, it seems like they just switch talent with NXT and Evolve and make it a thing. At this point, they need to do just a pay-per-view, Evolve, and NXT. They might as well capitalize off of it, YouTube, since they always use each other's superstars for the shows. They might as well capitalize. It is a little cute how Evolve, their pay-per-views be at the NXT Performance Center. Their pay-per-views, Evolve pay-per-views, be at the NXT Performance Center with the NXT crowd. So that is their huge pay-per-view crowd, is the NXT Performance Center and their audience. Compared to Evolve, where it's like maybe 50 or 80 people. No, let me stop being dramatic. Maybe 150 or 200 people at the most. Compared to NXT, where I think it's 1,500 or 1,000 people in the seats. 2,000 if that's the most. I don't know. But again, it's cute how Evolve their pay-per-views are on the NXT Performance Center. But again, they might as well just have a pay-per-view where they're competing against each other, NXT versus Evolve, or NXT and Evolve, the next generation. I mean, isn't NXT and Evolve supposed to be the next generation of wrestling? So that would make sense. NXT and Evolve next generation doesn't have to be against each other, but they could still be the next generation, to have a couple matches where some people team up against each other. Some people fight each other from Evolve and NXT. Some people from Evolve and NXT team up against each other to fight their enemies on their brand. So 2 heels and 2 baby faces from NXT and Evolve, going together, and then they're facing the baby faces, the heels. So again, there's a lot of ways they can do it where it's not just them facing NXT and Evolve talent. Some of them can work together. But I am done. I am tired. As you can see, I am getting a cold. So let me go to bed. This is Marquelworld. All things pro wrestling is my life. Those that watch, I know some people watch a little bit. Thank you. I will be live this weekend. Of course, you'll see more videos from me. I post at least 3 times a week. I do apologize. I did not advertise this much. I decided last minute, 24 hours, that I wanted to do this. But hey, I haven't done NXT in a while, and I want to do Monday Night Raw soon. So next time we do WWE, I will be doing Raw. But I'm not talking. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking to my watch, so I'm not doing that. But, see what I'm saying? It's so annoying. Like, it's always something you gotta do. But I hope you guys are well, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. It's about to be Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. I'm on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, of course, YouTube, Marquelworld on all of those social medias, Instagram, Marquelworld. You can always message me, wrestling gossip, or just hey. But it is Tuesday. What's the date, child? February 17th, 2026. This is your NXT review. I may watch again next week. Even though I'm not reviewing it, I may watch again next week. But this is Marquelworld. All things pro wrestling news my life. Also, I'm on Pro Wrestling T, TEA, a wrestling group I made. On Facebook, TEA, Pro Wrestling T. You guys can post as well. It's a group. But, okay, I'm done. This is Marquelworld. All things pro wrestling news my life. See you guys.